Latest football news, engaging debates,
and fascinating opinions.
Pitchside talk on IO Radio.
Hello, and welcome back to Pitchside Talk from home. I'm your host, George Mann, and who am I joined by today? I'm joined by Dan, and I'm joined by Piers. How are you guys getting on?
Yeah, I'm good. Still a bit bored in lockdown, obviously, but getting through it at the moment.
Yeah, doing well. Football's back, so sort of. So it's good to watch a bit of it.
Yes, football's back, sort of. I have to just apologise before we start. Dan's internet's actually playing up, so there will be a slight delay. We can't do anything about it, but we love B2, don't we, Dan?
Well, I'm a virgin, so...
Are you? Oh!
Yeah, not sponsored.
not sponsored at all. Please sponsor us. Well, guys, I thought I'd start. I don't know if you did know, but on this day in 1981, Ipswich Town won UEFA Cup.
Oh, yes, I did know that. I saw that this morning.
Yes, they beat Alkmaar 5-4 on aggregate in a two-leg final. And they nearly bottled it as well in the second leg.
Yeah.
Difficult Ipswich. Well, we are talking about today in the show we're talking about League Two, sorry. Ipswich Town, and are doing our football quiz. But first, English football has been out of our lives now for 69 days. But on Saturday, we saw the return of the Bundesliga. Probably one of the second best leagues in the Europe, would we say?
It's up there. It's all right. It's all right.
It's all right. Well,
better than France.
Better than France. Yes. If you didn't know, the Bundesliga returned on Saturday, the first league in Europe to return since in Europe. And on Saturday, we saw Borussia Dortmund getting off to a winning start against Schalke in the Riviera Derby, winning 4-0, showing us the first new reality of football. What did you guys think to sort of how football could be like now? Empty stadiums, 2 meters apart, elbow celebrations.
Yeah, it was really odd. I watched the Fortuna Dusseldorf game. They played against Paderborn, and it was so odd. You could hear all the players shouting to each other without crowd noise. It's so weird. And we've seen all these photos on Twitter and social media of the players sitting apart with masks on the bench, but then they're playing near each other, which I don't get. But this is necessary, I think, even though it is a bit strange to witness.
What about you, Piers? What did you think to the new Bundesliga? I think that's what it should be called now, the new Bundesliga.
It's weird because a little bit unrelated, but the UFC had been back the last few weeks and they were doing it with no crowds, and that seemed all right. But in the Dortmund game, it was so weird because they have such the iconic yellow wall, don't they? And when Thorgan Hazard scored, he does his celebration just to an empty stand. It's just so weird. I think some of the defences looked a little bit shaky, but obviously no one's done much training. But it was just good to watch some football, although it seemed a bit weird. And when they were doing the dance, like when Haaland celebrated for his goal, it just seemed a bit weird with no crowd.
It did really, especially at the end when they clapped the yellow wall, and I was a bit like, what?
Yeah.
Over there. It was a weird reality, but was the football still as good without the intensity in the stadiums? Did that sort of maybe play an effect on some teams, especially Union Berlin, who are absolutely good at home? They lost 2-0 to Bayern Munich, but they said with a full stadium, it could have been different.
I thought, it was weird, wasn't it?
Oh, what's happened there? Are we still going? Oh, okay. Oh. We're having a little
you
bit.
guys are frozen.
Are we? Oh, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties here. We'll get back onto that. So yeah, was the intensity in the stadium still the same without a crowd? Was the football still as good without a crowd?
Well, from what I witnessed, no, because I watched the worst game I've ever watched in my life, probably. And it was 0-0, and there was hardly any chances at all. But it's tough for players. They haven't trained as much, and they're going straight into 90 minutes, which is hard. So I don't know. I didn't witness all the other games. I'm guessing the Borussia Dortmund game, they were probably good. I don't know. Whether did they play well?
They were very good against Schalke, the local rivals in the Riviera derby. They absolutely tore them apart, to be honest.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
It's it's hard on players, and but they're professionals. So I think that now they're back playing football, that quality can come back again, even in an empty stadium.
Will we sort of see the successes of what's going on in the new reality of football? Will we see this be paved into other leagues across Europe, especially the Barclays Premier League? They're going back to training today, as far as we know. Will we sort of see this be implemented into English football now?
Yeah, maybe. As you said, training's back. So, if football is going to come back, then it's going to be behind closed doors, definitely. I don't really agree that it should be coming back in the first place, but it looks like it'll be similar to Bundesliga. And I think it'll be pretty much the same when football does come back.
What about you, Piers? What do you think?
I think, well, from what I saw, Schalke, they look really poor. And I think that's going to be something that the small teams are going to struggle with the empty stadium, especially like you said with Union Berlin. Like when Bournemouth are playing and they're going to be playing clubs like Man City, Chelsea, Manchester United, and Liverpool, I think they're really going to struggle. I think we might see some quite one-sided goal lines because it's these top teams. It's going to be easy for them. It's going to be like a training game, I think. Either that or they'll be very dull because no one's going to be fit enough.
Okay, fair enough. Well, before we just move on, with Ben mentioned the other results that happened in the Bundesliga over the weekend. So Augsburg lost 2-1 to Wolfsburg. As you said there, Dusseldorf drew 0-0 to Pavard. Red Bull Leipzig got a surprising draw out of Freiburg. They were 1-0 down at half-time. Piers, your team's not looking very good at the moment.
Yeah, that was a weird game as well. That didn't seem too bad without any fans. I watched the highlights and that didn't seem too bad, but we're still hoping.
Still hoping. Hertha Berlin got a 3-0 victory over Hoffenheim, and Frankfurt lost 3-1 to Borussia Mönchengladbach. I'm going to say it like that. I'm going to say the short name, just not to offend anybody. Union Berlin lost 2-0 to Bayern Munich. Cologne drawn 2-2 with Mainz, and Werder Bremen lost 4-1 to Leverkusen. And now we're moving on to League Two. So on Friday, League Two announced that the season will be ending. All the clubs have voted for the season to end just days after League One failed to do so, which is quite strange. They failed to end the league. Now, we don't know how the tale's going to end. It's going to be on a points per game basis on the playoffs and the remaining. But this decision was taken by all the clubs, as a lot of the players and staff are on furlough, and playing behind closed doors will lose them a lot of money with no fans in. Was this decision a no-brainer, Dan? Sort of how low the league is and what's going on in the current climate? Yeah,
definitely. I think it was definitely a no-brainer. As you said, teams won't be able to survive without having fans. Macclesfield, they're in League Two. They're already having problems. I think they got a points deduction as well, if I'm right.
Yes, I think they do. I'm not too sure why.
No. But yeah, teams will struggle without fans, and as the leagues get lower, that's going to happen more often. So yeah, I think it was definitely a no-brainer. I don't know what's going to happen with promotions and the playoffs. As you said, it's points per game, so I think the top three at the moment will probably go up, which means Ipswich will be playing Crew next year, which will be exciting. But yeah, the playoffs are a bit confusing. I know that Colchester are in the playoffs, so don't want to. Let's hope that doesn't happen.
A local rivalry. Hey, I like this. Piers, do you think it was a no-brainer decision for this to happen?
Yeah, I think people forget sort of that these lower clubs aren't like the Premier League. They don't have millions and millions to spend. So I'm guessing they're struggling. So I know a lot of the non-league divisions have just been cancelled as well. So I think it was only right to do the League Two teams because, like you said, a lot of them can't afford it. So if they're all going to agree on it, then that's the best thing to do.
Well, as I mentioned in the thing before, days after League One failed to reach the same agreement to end the league, Dan, why was that? Why were they unable to reach the same agreement?
It was because 6 of the teams in League One, I think the top 5 and Ipswich both voted for it to carry on, which I don't know why. I'm guessing it's to do with money, but it can't be to do with league position, because if Marcus Evans thinks we can go up from here, then I don't know. I don't know what he's thinking, but yeah, 6 of the teams voted to carry on, and there's this whole thing with the Peterborough owner who's like leading the charge to restart the season. It's all a bit confusing in League One at the moment, because most of the clubs want to stop, but it's just them 6 clubs that want to carry on.
Why? But with the decision that's happened in League Two, would it be now a matter of time possibly to see maybe League One change their decision in sort of what's going on, and possibly the Championship? Will the Championship come to the same agreement? The Championship's a bit different to League One and League Two. They're one step away from the Premier League, and I think they've got less games to play than League One and League Two sides. But will we possibly see them reach the same agreement?
Yeah, maybe. I think League One is more likely. I don't think this whole thing is really going to go anywhere with restarting the league in League One. I can imagine it will get to a point where the EFL just say that it will be stopped and it will be points per game basis like they have in League Two. But as you said, the Championship is different. You know, it's the closest to the Premier League. So if the Championship stops, that's going to affect the Premier League. And as the Premier League wants to start again, and looks like it's going to, I don't think they're going to stop the Championship. And teams in the Championship have more money. I know there's probably teams like Luton, as an example, who'll probably suffer from not having fans in the stadium. But, teams are financially stable in the Championship. And, yeah, I can't see the Championship just completely ending. But League One, I think so.
Well, before I just move on now, I just actually had a Twitter notification come through that League One clubs are now back in discussions whether to end the season or not. They've just entered discussions. But Piers, what do you think to all of this?
Yeah, with the Championship and the Premier, I think it will be completely on what the Premier League does. I think everybody's just waiting to see what they're going to do. I think that'd be the main thing for the Championship, because imagine being a Leeds fan right now and you're thinking, you'd be spinning, wouldn't you? So I think definitely, I agree with Dan. The clubs are more stable in the Championship. Obviously, there's some that are going to suffer, but if the Premier League is looking to restart and they're going to have the relegations, then I think that the Championship should carry on as well.
Okay, well, fair enough. Well, actually, speaking of Ipswich Town there, on Monday, Ipswich Town confirmed the long-awaited news on player contracts. There's a lot of player contracts up in the summer, and they confirmed that Cole Skuse and Grion Edwards have had their contracts extended for another season. I think it's on the optional they had. Dan? Yeah, I was right there. But the club has not taken up the option on renewing Will Keane, Jordan Roberts, or Danny Rowe's contract. But the door is still technically open, according to the club.
Yeah.
What was your first reaction to hearing this news, Dan, about Cole Skuse and Edwards getting their contracts renewed? Is it a good decision? Is it more Edwards possibly on what he's done this season at right wing back, with Kane Vince-Young being out, and Cole Skuse on experience?
Yeah, you pretty much hit the nail on the head there. I think Edwards, he's come into the right back position. He's not been the best player, obviously, but he's now got confidence in that right back position, and I think he's a good attacking player. Some people don't really like him, but I think he's an all right player. And Cole Skuse, I think that's a good decision as well. I think his experience is needed where we are in the league. I know a lot of people don't like Cole Skuse, but I think he's an all right player. So, yeah, I think the experience that Cole Skuse brings can be good for us. As for the other 3 players, Will Keane and Jordan Roberts, I don't think they really have a future at Ipswich. Will Keane can be all right in his day, but he can't win anything in the air, and I just get frustrated with him constantly. And that's the tactics we play at the moment, so that's not any good. And Jordan Roberts, he's just not going to get in the first team. I think he's played 1 game, and that was for like the last 5 minutes of one League One game. I can't remember which one it was.
Well,
Um,
he did play one League One game. It was against Sunderland, and it was only for 1 minute.
okay.
So he's had an impact this season.
Yeah, the player that I'm a bit well, it's a bit sad, I guess, that Danny Rose left because I think he's a great player from what I've seen. We got him from non-league a couple of years ago, and I think he's shown he can be a great player this season. He's done pretty well in the games that he's played, and we don't have a lot of wingers at the moment. So yeah, I thought that was a bit strange that we let him go because I've seen potential in him. But if Lambert doesn't see him in his plans, then I guess he's going to let him go. But the option is open for him to resign, so I guess we'll see with that. But overall, I think good decisions from us.
Is the Danny Rose decision down to possibly injuries he's had? He's had a lot of injuries at Ipswich Town. He's 27 now. He's not as young as you think. He's 27.
No.
And there's a lot of young players coming up through the wing. Jack Lancaster's coming back. El Mazzuni's out on loan at Cambridge, coming back as well. Dobra. Is that a decision that's been taken because what's coming through the ranks in the wing?
Yeah, I think so. I think we always have really good young players with great potential, and that's happening again at the moment. So yeah, I think there's players that will probably get in the squad ahead of him. And also injuries as well. Yeah, he's had a lot of injuries, and I think that's probably another reason why we let him go. It's been unfortunate. It always seems like the better players that we get always get injured. That always seems to happen. But yeah, it's unfortunate for him that he hasn't really, gone on with his career at Ipswich. But we could get him back. You never know. But I don't think that'll happen, to be honest.
What are your thoughts on this, Piers? Ipswich Town making some sort of interesting decisions on signing players and not signing players.
Yeah, well, with Rowe, I don't know too much about him, but if it's going to be about injuries, I mean, Cole Skuse gets injured every season, doesn't he? And they're going to keep him. But I'm happy with the player that they've kept. I think Cole Skuse is a great player. I think he's done so much for Ipswich over the last God knows how many years he's played for. A fair few.
He joined in the summer of 2013.
Yeah,
he's done well. I think now you just need to know when to sort of not phase him out, but know when to sort of let him go. But I think he's done so much for Ipswich, and I think he's a good player in League One. But I think if they got back to the Championship, then maybe I'd look to phase him out. Will Keane, I don't think he should be anywhere near that club. I've seen him play a few times, and I don't rate him. But apart from that, it's good decisions. But I'd like to see Ipswich bring some, like you said, they need some more wingers.
Will we possibly see some players come to Ipswich this summer? I don't know who's rumoured. I'm not too sure. I've seen there's a goalkeeper rumoured, wasn't there? At what point?
Was there?
I don't know. Goalkeeper rumoured? I thought it was a goalkeeper rumoured.
Because Norris is going to go back to Wolves, isn't he? So we probably do need a new one. Unless that Adam, the person that I can't pronounce his name.
Oh yeah, him. Yeah.
Second choice.
I think Prubak. Prubak?
Yeah, something like
that. He said how to pronounce it once, and I've forgotten. Perfectly honest.
yeah, I can't remember either. I'm sure we'll learn it. But yeah, I don't know who we're going to sign. Obviously, money's not going to be available for us again this summer. There's going to have to be loans and free transfers, I think. But hopefully, we can get some players with some quality. The first thing we need to do is sign Luke Garber, but that's looking more unlikely as time goes on. If I'm being honest.
Well, I thought that deal was happening with was it a fan made the compilation of all his goals he scored at Ipswich Town in League One, and he commented on it, and then Ipswich Town commented. I thought, oh, is something happening?
Yeah,
a little deal.
Yeah, that's kind of just gone quiet now, hasn't it? I don't know if that's going to happen. He's going to be expensive, obviously, because he's from a Premier League team. But
he's going to be on a free transfer.
Yeah, that's true. Out, so. His wages. He may be willing to cut his wages, but I don't know. I really want to see it happen because I think he's a great player.
Guys, it's time for the third edition of the Pitchside Talk Football Quiz. It's currently 1-1 in the standings for the. What is the crown, Piers? What did you call it on Twitter?
It was the Pub Quiz King.
There we go. You're fighting for that title. Both of you are fighting for that title. So the same rules apply again. It is we have 10 questions and a tiebreaker question if we need it, or a bonus question. We'll have 15 seconds on the clock. There's an A, B, or C answers this time. No random guesses at the end. You know, we're not playing that game anymore now. We're doing A, B, or C. Are we ready for this?
Yeah.
Because right, I've got to try and get my. There we go. Can't scroll down my. It's a bit annoying. I can't scroll down on my piece of paper I have here. I have a virtual sort of copy on one side, and literally I can't scroll up or down on it. This is useful. There we go. Right, now it's scrolling up and down. Right then. First question. Who is the highest scoring German player in Premier League history? A. Jurgen Klinsmann. B. Leroy Sané. Or C. Mesut Ozil. Your time starts now. Look at this. Concentration here. It's crazy. Who's going to get it right? Who's going to get it wrong? Well, everyone getting it right. We're going to find out now. We'll go over to Dan first. Who have you gone for?
Hey, I've gone for A, Jurgen Klinsmann.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he played for Tottenham. If I'm right.
He did play for Tottenham. You are right.
Yeah. I don't know if he was. I'm pretty sure he was a striker as well. And yeah, I've just gone for A.
Okay. Good logic. What about you, Piers?
I've gone for A as well. It's not because of him. It's just because I don't think Sané's played enough games to score the most goals, and I don't think Ozil has enough good form to score the most as well.
Okay, well, I can confirm the correct answer is Mesut Ozil. Mesut Ozil scored 33 goals. Leroy Sané has scored 25 goals. And Jurgen Klinsmann has scored 29. Jurgen Klinsmann only played 2 seasons in the Premier League. Would you believe it? He only played 2. I thought he played more. I thought he played more, but he only played 2 seasons at Tottenham. You were correct. Right, then. Question 2. Oh.
Sorry about that. Someone's biking around outside.
I just love when we have to record from home. We have all these random sounds. I've had helicopters outside my window, so it's all fun. Question 2. The Euro 2000 final between France and Italy was won by France by a golden goal, yeah? But which player scored the goal, the winning goal? Is it A, David Trezeguet, B, Robert Piers, or C, Zinedine Zidane? Your time starts now. This is quite an interesting one. This is when France won the World Cup and the European Championship back to back. Crazy achievement at the time. Beating Italy, annoying all the English players. And your time is up. Heading over to Piers first. Who have you got for Piers?
I've gone with A.
Okay.
I just feel like the name sticks out for some reason.
Okay, yeah. What about you, Dan?
I've gone for A as well, because I'm pretty sure he scored an important goal. I just cannot remember when it was. I don't really know the Euro 2000, but I'm pretty sure he scored an important goal at some point.
Well, I can confirm that both of you are right. It was David Trezeguet. He did score the golden goal. Robert Piers assisted him, and Zinedine Zidane did nothing that game. Nothing happened. He didn't do anything. Not even sure if he was even there. Right. Question 3. Who was the second Premier League manager to come outside the British Isles to manage in the Premier League? Is it A, Arsene Wenger, B, Christian Grootz, or C, Ruud Gullit? The time starts now. This is quite an interesting question because it could be any 3 of them. Look at the concentration here. Do any of them know? We're about to find out. Heading over to you first, Dan. Who have you gone for?
I've gone for B because I think Arsene Wenger would be an obvious choice.
Okay.
Yeah, I've gone for B.
What about you, Piers?
I've gone for C, Ruud Gullit.
Okay. Any reasoning?
No. No, don't exist.
Well, the correct answer was Ruud Gullit. Ruud Gullit was the second manager to come outside the British Isles to manage in the Premier League. He joined Chelsea.
Newcastle, eh?
No, Chelsea. Chelsea is a player manager.
Oh yeah, he did play, didn't he? Yeah.
He joined Chelsea on the 5th of May. Not the 5th of May, the 10th of May in '96. Arsene Wenger joined Arsenal on the 10th of October in '96. And Christian Groetz joined, I think it was Tottenham, I want to say, on the 25th of November '97. Dan's going, damn. All right, question 4. Who scored the only goal for Manchester United against Barcelona in the 07-08 Champions League semi-final? Is it A, Cristiano Ronaldo, B, Paul Scholes, or C, Wayne Rooney? The time starts now. It's quite interesting. This is when Manchester United beat Chelsea in the 08 final. John Terry's famous slip. Piers gets nightmares about that all the time. Seeing that slip. Your time is up. Heading over to you first, Piers. Who have you gone for?
I've gone for Scholes.
Okay. What about you, Dan?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I've gone for Scholes as well. That was a complete guess. I have no idea.
Well, I can confirm both of you are correct. It was Paul Scholes. That was his only goal that campaign in the Champions League. Cristiano Ronaldo scored 7 that entire campaign, and Wayne Rooney got 4 goals. Right. Question 5. Which team on Twitter joked about unfollowing Ipswich Town this week? Is it A, Bolton, B, Norwich, or C, West Ham? Your time starts now. If you've been following your Twitter...
Sorry,
No,
you're complete. I didn't hear any of that. Sorry.
Okay. Okay.
Could you repeat the question, please?
Yeah, I can repeat the question. Sorry about that, Dan.
Sorry.
Which team on Twitter joked about following ITFC, Ipswich Town, for long terms?
Oh, I know that.
Oh, you know it. Okay. Well, the possible answers are Bolton, Norwich, or West Ham. Piers, have you got an answer?
I've only gone for West Ham because I know yesterday was the anniversary from when they went up in the playoffs. I know they played in the playoffs at one point.
Okay. What about you?
No, the answer is Bolton because it was the anniversary of us beating them in the semi-final in 2000.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Well, I can confirm, Dan, you are right. It was Bolton. It was a cheap answer, yeah. Piers, it was the anniversary of it was the anniversary of West Ham going up, but also it was the anniversary on Monday of Ipswich Town beating Bolton Wanderers 7-5 in aggregate at Portman Road, which saw them go up to the Premier League that season, Dan, if I'm correct.
Yes, beat Barnsley in a playoff final.
Jim Magilson's hat-trick.
Yes.
I've never seen. I have to say, I've never seen Portman Road that lively in my life. Watching that game and that full.
No. Yeah.
Absolutely mad. Right, question 6. Erling Haaland has played 9 times this season for Borussia Dortmund in the Bundesliga. But how many goals has he got at Borussia Dortmund since joining in January in the Bundesliga alone? Is it A, 9, B, 10, or C, 11? Time starts now. This is quite an interesting question, really. Does anybody know it? I don't know. I've got the answers. I don't know.
Well, I hope you do know the answer because then the quiz won't be very good.
Your time is up. Cross over to you first, Dan. Who have you gone for?
I have gone for 10.
Okay. Any reason? Just
No.
lucky guess. Just gone 10. There you go. What about you, Piers?
I've gone for C, 11.
Okay, well, I can confirm that, Dan, you are correct. It was 10 goals. He has got 10 goals this season. That is actually a goal every 16 minutes for him this season. It's mad. I think he got like 41 or something at Red Bull Salzburg, didn't he? Something crazy like that.
Yeah, crazy. Crazy
player is. Well, crossing over to another Bundesliga question. How many goals were scored in the Bundesliga this game week? Is it A, 27, B, 28, or C, 29? Your time starts now. If you've been paying attention to the Bundesliga, if you've been paying attention earlier on, I did announce all the scores. Have they got good memories? We'll find out. I'll cross over to you first, Piers. Who have you gone for?
I've gone for A.
You're going for A,
So I don't
okay?
think there's many high-scoring games here.
Okay, yeah. What about you, Dan?
Yep, I've gone for 27 as well. Pretty much the same logic. There wasn't that many high-scoring games, so.
Okay, well, I can confirm it was 27. You were correct. It was 27 goals in the Bundesliga this week. Right then, question 8. When I get down to it, there we go. Aston Villa are the only team in the Premier League this season not to keep a clean sheet away from home. Interesting stat. Even Norwich kept one of them. But how many goals have they conceded this season away from home? Is it A, 30, B, 31, or C, 32? Your time starts now. Yes, is it 30? Is it 31? Was it 32? Who knows? I don't know. Got a few seconds left on the clock. And then we've got your timers up. Cross over to you first, Dan. Who have you gone for?
I have gone for 32. Not
Okay.
for any particular reason.
Okay. What about you, Piers?
I've gone for 32 as well because I know they've had some high-scoring away games.
Okay. Well, I can confirm it was 32. They have conceded 32 goals away this season. The funny thing is, they've forgot the second worst away record in the Premier League this season. Only Norwich are below them. And they beat Norwich 5-1. Dan was quite happy by that result because Tyrone Mings scored.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
He did score. Question 9. So on Monday, the Scottish League was cancelled. All clubs have voted for it to be cancelled. And we saw Celtic crowned the champions. But how many times have they won it in a row now? Is it A, 8, B, 9, or C, 10? I'll give you 10 seconds this one because Dan's already bloody answered. Let's go. Dan knows.
It's only because I remember seeing it on Twitter.
Oh, Dan's jumped the gun already. Can't believe it. All right, and shall we cross over to Piers first or leave Dan just holding because he's jumped the gun a little bit there?
Okay,
Right.
B9.
Okay. Dan?
Yep, 9. I'm pretty sure.
I'm
probably eating my
sort
words
of
now.
true as well.
You're correct.
Yeah.
Quite a simple question. Right, question 10. This week, we saw Cole Skews sign a new contract at Ipswich Town. But how many appearances has he made since joining Ipswich Town in the summer of 2013? How many appearances has he made?
God.
Is it A, 274, B, 278, or C, 282? I'll give you 15 seconds on the clock with this one because Dan hasn't jumped the gun. And your time starts now. It's interesting. How many appearances has he made? Look at the concentration here. It could be over and done with. Oh. And your time is up. Crossing over to Dan first. Who have you gone for?
I have gone for A. I don't think it's quite.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just gone for A.
Just gone for A, okay. What about you, Piers?
I've gone for B. Like, I sort of agree with Dan. He's had a couple of injuries. I don't think he's played loads, but I've gone for B.
Okay, well, the correct answer is A, 274. Funny enough, in that time, he's only scored 2 goals and got 12 assists in that time at Ipswich Town. Right, so you need to...
And one of them was an absolute screamer.
I don't know who that was against. Was it against? I know he scored against Cardiff. I know he scored against Bolton as well.
Yeah.
Because I was doing my research, I thought, has he scored against the same team twice? But no, he actually hasn't. No, he hasn't. Right, let's quickly just count up the scores to see if we need the
I've done
tiebreak
pretty
question.
well this time.
Oof, don't say that so far. Oh my God, right. 1, 2, 3.
I think, regardless of whatever the score is, I think we've done a lot better than we have over the last few weeks.
Yeah.
It's definitely getting better at that.
Right, so Dan, you have scored 8. Okay.
Yeah.
Piers, you have scored And
The
Piers,
tension.
drum roll, please. Don't actually have a drum roll. There you go. Piers, you have scored 6 this week.
Oh,
So Dan is the winner. We do not need the tiebreaker question or the bonus question, but do you want to answer it anyway? Or should I say it for next
yeah,
week?
sure.
Okay. I'll
Oh,
do it.
do you want to take it?
Yeah.
It's up to you. You're the host.
We'll save it for next week. We'll save the bonus question for next week. So Dan, you're now leading 2-1 in the standings. Let's ask you your pre-match thoughts or after-match thoughts. What you're delighted you're currently winning at the moment.
Yes, I am. I feel good. I feel good about it. I'm happy that we did a bit better than usual. You know, the first one, it made us look like we knew nothing about football. I'm happy now. Probably be different next week.
Piers, you must be fuming. You're now you won the first one. You're now let slip on the last 2. You know, have you got a tactic to come back?
I don't want to blame the officials, but no, I don't know. I think I opened my mouth a little bit too soon after the first one. So I'm going to try and stay humble and hopefully I can pick up some points in the next one.
Stay humble. Oh, it's fighting talk here. Well, I'd say we're at the end of the show, guys. We're at the end of this week's Pitchside Talk from home. If you want to follow us on Twitter, it is at Pitchside Talk. Instagram's talk_pitch. If you want to listen to this show on Mixcloud, out and about whilst you're doing your exercise or whatever, walks, it is a Pitchside Talk on Mixcloud. And this show will be up on YouTube for Pitchside Talk. And if you want to listen to any of our previous shows, they'll be all on there, especially our previous quiz, if you want to have a go yourself. So, yeah, we're at the end of the show. Well, I hope you guys stay well and all that. And we'll see you next week. We're down for next week, guys?
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Yeah, Piers is down for next week. He wants to take back his crown, Dan.
I'm nervous.
I'm nervous. Because I can see his fuming. After this, he's going to do all his research and everything.
How many appearances did Dean Gerken do?
Oh, brilliant. Right, well, we'll see you next week. And ciao.
Yeah.
The whistle has been blown for full time. Tune in next week for another jam-packed show.